𝐸𝐸 here. Hope everybody is well. I think I'm live. I'm trying to see if what Facebook is doing is glitching today. But anyways, welcome to my live video, guys. Oh, okay, now I'm live. Okay. Ooh, I was talking to myself for a second. Hey guys, Coach 𝐸𝐸 here. I've just noticed that Facebook is glitching today, so baby Jesus. But anyways, listen, I wanted to come and make this video for people who, you may be a network marketer, affiliate marketer, online marketer, and maybe you're not making money in your business, right? Or you're struggling, or maybe you've joined a million opportunities and you're not getting any results, and you're trying to get to the bottom of why you're not making money in your online business. What I'm going to do in this quick video is go through some top core reasons and solutions as to why people, especially beginners, might not be making money online. So I want to first start with giving a framework, right? The purpose of this is not to bash people in this video, but it's to really just help have some self-awareness and some aha moments, right? And also a little bit of self-responsibility. We all have to do this. I have to do this on a daily basis, take self-responsibility about the progress, the growth in my business, where I'm growing, where I'm not growing, right? We all have to do that as online marketers, as network marketers, right? So, and the whole intention of this is to just help people move forward, right? How do you progress and move forward? And then to give some solutions, all right? So, stay tuned to the end of this video, because you want to get a pen and paper and take down some notes as I go through this. If at any point you're like, you know what, Shen, I had some aha moments. I realized that I need coaching, support, tools, whatever you feel like you need, reach out to me, message me, shoot me a message and say, hey, Shen, how can we connect? How can you help me grow my business? If that's something you're looking for at the end of this video, reach out to me. All right, let's get right into it. So I sat down and I was like, let me number these. Let me kind of rank these in importance. And I don't know if I necessarily did a really good job of ranking them, but I got very, very clear and transparent about why a lot of beginners fail online. And I know this from experience, because listen, there was a time when I was on what I call the struggle bus, right? You're online, you're inviting all your family and friends, you're bugging them, you're messaging random people in the inbox, and it's just a yucky feeling. And I was like, dang, why can't I just have consistent sales, build full-time income? Like, what is the problem? Okay, so let's get into what some of these core problems are. And number one is focusing on things that don't matter. Focusing on things that don't matter. What am I talking about? I find that especially beginners, when they don't know what to do online, because they don't have a game plan, they don't have a blueprint, so on and so forth, what they end up doing is focusing on technical things in their business that actually have no importance on really them making sales. So they focus on things like funnels and logos and one-liners and things like that. And meanwhile, they're not making any money. So it's really essential and really important that you have a roadmap of what are the things you're supposed to focus on. So you then focus on those things and spend less time focusing on things that don't matter. You probably hear this online in affiliate marketing, network marketing. They refer to it as daily income producing activities. And those are the things that you want to focus on a daily basis. Okay, so make sure that you're doing those, and if you don't have one, make sure you get with a mentor. If you need to reach out to me, I actually have a free resource where you can begin to get a daily method of operation or income producing activity, so you know what are the things you should be focused on that actually generates leads, sales, and income. Okay, so that's really, really important. And what you really want to focus on with that daily method of operation and with that that daily method of operation is you want to focus on three core things. You want to make sure, if you're building on Facebook, that you're building a targeted audience, right? That means that let's have a real discussion. This is another reason why people fail online. They are focusing on everybody, right? Everybody to them is their target audience. Your mom and them is your target audience. Your friends from high school are your target audience. Everybody's your target audience, and that's so not true. when you learn to build a target audience of people who already are primed for what it is that you have to offer, you do not have to convince them to buy your lotions, your potions, your pills, your coaching, your opportunity, your whatever, right? Because they already want what you have. So that's something that one of your core income producing activities is building a targeted audience. Okay. The next thing is posting to that audience. There's a lot of network marketers, affiliate marketers online who they're not visible online at all. They're not visible on Facebook. So they come in, they post some random logo, some spammy something, and they're like, I don't get any sales, but I'm posting. That is not posting engaging content. So you need to make sure that as you build that targeted audience, that you're posting content that is engaging that audience, right? And there's a strategy behind that. You want to post content that engages that audience, that they want, that they need, right? And then this is another key part of your daily method of operation, and you hear it all the time, but I'm going to emphasize this, and this is where like I would say almost 80% of sales get lost. If you have no follow-up mechanisms in your daily routine, then you're not going to make sales anyways. Okay, so for example, are you even if you're on Facebook, are you building an email list on the back end? Are you emailing that list as a method of follow-up? Are you following up with people who ask you, hey Diane, thanks for hopping on? Are you following up with people who ask you for information? Not to be a bugaboo, because I think that that's a fear of beginners, is I don't want to bug people. But there's a way to follow up, especially if you know what you're doing or you've been taught the right way, that you can follow up with people without being a bugaboo, right? It's relational. And you're like, hey, listen, you asked me for information. Obviously, you need it. There's something you need to fix in your business and your health and your whatever, right? You asked me for information, right? How can I help you get those results that you say that you want, right? So that's follow-up has to be a part of your daily method of operation. Okay, so that's where most of the sales are closed. All right, so now we talked about focusing on things that don't matter, which is a number one reason why people aren't making money. Another reason, number two, let me scratch this one off. Number two is not believing in yourself enough to build a business, but to also ask for the sale. Okay, so what I see online is, especially in the beginner phase, a lot of beginners, they're doing lives, they're posting, they're giving value over and over and over again, but they're never asking for the sale. They're never saying with passion, with conviction that they have something to offer, a value, all right, to say, listen, I have something that you need, right? I have something that you need, right? Here's where you can go to get it. So if you never ask for a sale, also known as a call to action, right? How can you expect people to actually transact dollars with you if you're not doing that piece, which is giving a call to action and giving people opportunity to buy with you, to partner with you, to reach out to you, right? That has to be a piece of what you're doing. Okay, so you have to if you don't believe that you are worthy of someone transacting money with you, right? You're not doing that piece of call to action. One, you need to make sure that's part of your strategy, and you need to make sure it's part of your daily strategy. And the next thing that you need to do is also work on your belief. Like, one way that I built my belief on a daily basis is I follow Lisa Nichols, I listen to Bob Proctor, and I follow Jay Hooper, right? She's a big network marketer, right? These are the people that I follow, that they pour belief into me so that I can, because we're not naturally, it's not like you wake up and you're like, oh, I believe in myself, right? It's something that has to be cultivated over and over and over again. We have things that are going on, in the world. We have all types of things in our personal lives. Things happen, right? So just like you wash your butt every day, hopefully you washing your butt during Corona, right? Wash your butt. You want to wake up and you want to make sure that you are cultivating belief in yourself, that you are a badass, that you can do this, that you got this, that even if you don't have the whole picture, that you can do this, right? So make sure that you're spending time pouring belief into yourself, even if you have to borrow that belief from some motivational speaker, some guru, or someone else, right? Make sure that you're doing that, okay? And that's going to help you stick around. See, a lot of people don't stick around. We're going to get to that in a second. All right, the next reason, number 3, is you treat your business like a side hoe, right? You treat your business like a side hoe. What do I mean by that? Listen, we've all, right? Drop a 1 if you've ever had a side hoe, right? I'll drop 1 in the comment, okay? So where it's like you got that dude, right? Where you like, I get to you and I get to you, right? Whatever, right? So, right? You make time for him whenever you feel like it, okay? Don't treat your business like that. So that said, if you're treating your business like a side hoe, stop doing that. So you can't, whenever you have time for it, make time for your business. This is where productivity, I'm gonna give you a productivity lesson to fix that. What you need to do is you need to have office hours in your business. So for example, my office hours are 10 to 12 and 7 to 9. That's when I actively work my business, right? I'm doing from 10 to 12 things that are building my business, building my audience. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Building my audience, actively engaging. And then I'm doing things that sell, following up in the evening, right? So these are the things that you need to be doing in your business. And you need to have structured time where you actively work your business. It's not like, oh, well, when I have time, I'm going to do it. Well, okay. Let me know how that goes. Okay. So make sure that you are setting aside office hours for your business. Okay. And that's very important. All right. Now, let me scratch that off. Make sure I'm covering all. We getting through this. All right. I think we're number 4. So number 4, you've convinced yourself that you're too busy. I hear so many beginners, network marketers, affiliate marketers, online marketers saying that they're too busy. Drop a 2 if you've ever said that. I'm too busy. I don't have time, right? We've all been there before. We've convinced ourselves that we're so busy that we cannot prioritize our business. And the reality is there's always someone who has more on their plate, who's busy, who's being a caretaker to a parent, still running businesses, has 5 kids, still running successful businesses. We make time for what we prioritize. We make time for what we believe in, right? So are you convincing yourself that you're too busy instead of convincing yourself to find the time? So that might mean that you might have to get a little bit creative. I think back to times when I was working 60 plus hours and building my business, right? I had to get creative. That literally meant if I was sitting on the toilet, I might be texting, following up with somebody. Okay. That might mean during my lunch break, I'm like, bye, Felicia. I got to go to my car and work my business. Right. That might mean like me waking up an hour earlier and working on my business. But you figure out how to, what I call, work your business within the, like the nooks and crannies of your life, right? It's your life, right? And hopefully you have a planner. My planner's over there. I'm not about to go get it, but hopefully you have a planner, right? And that's another thing that I find when we talk about tools, right? A lot of network marketers and affiliate marketers don't even have a simple planner. How are you organizing your life and you don't have a planner? Then again, your life probably isn't organized if you don't have a planner. So please, make sure that you stop convincing yourself that you're too busy. You make the time, okay? And you make the sacrifice, because that's another piece that's not talked about in online marketing. It's not talked about network marketing. Like, no one said that building a business was going to be easy, but is it worth it? Absolutely. The income is worth it. Having the freedom to be able to say, you know what, instead of working 8 hours a day, I might work 2 to 3, maybe 4, right? Whereas other people have to work 60 hours to make the same income that I'm able to make in 20 a week or less, right? Is that worth it to me? Yes. Am I going to do what it takes? Now, when I started as a beginner, was it just 20 or 30 hours a week? No, I was working a lot more. I was working my booty off for me. So sacrifice is important. It is essential. It is essential that you work for what it is that you say that you want. I think that sometimes we give, and I'm just going to speak for, I'm going to speak for myself as a coach. I think that sometimes sponsors, gurus, coaches, we give people out and we say, it's okay for you to be busy. It's not okay. Because when you came online and you said, I want to start a business, I want to be successful, I have a reason why I need to do this. You know, I'm at a job that's abusive. I hate my job, or I love my job, but I'm not getting enough. Or I realize I'm getting close to retirement. Whatever your reason is, right? Is that reason enough for you to do what it takes for you to get the reality that you said that you want for yourself? Are you willing to sacrifice to build it? If that means you getting up earlier, if that means you staying up later, if that means you being disciplined and carving out office hours for yourself, is that worth it to you? Right? So we have to stop letting ourselves off the hooks. And I think one thing that will help with that is if you don't have an accountability partner, boo, get you an accountability partner. Find someone else in your company who's doing the things, and partner up with them and say, hey, can we be accountability partners? I'm going to check in with you every 30 days or 60 days or once a week, or whatever you want, right? Get someone to hold you accountable to doing what you said. Now that they're not there to be your mama, right? This is where self-responsibility is so important. Check yourself first. They're not here to motivate you. They're not here to be like whatever, but just someone to simply say, right? Hey, boo, are we making progress towards the goal that you said that you want? Okay, so that's important. All right, moving on. Let me check that off. Giving up too quick. All right, I think that's number. I don't even know what number I'm on. Y'all tell me. Am I number 4 or 5? I don't know. I'm on one of these numbers that I moved around a little bit. So giving up too quick. Let's talk about the timeline, the success timeline of what it really takes to have success in online marketing, network marketing, affiliate marketing. Okay. I find that a lot of beginners give up too quick, right? And I blame the gurus. I blame them because they sell this pipe dream to people that you're going to come in and you're going to have instant success, right? When everybody has a different foundation that they're building from. So, for example, I might come in and I have 1,000 friends on Facebook, and another person has 100 friends literally on Facebook. Is the person who has 1,000 friends going to build faster than the person who has 100 friends? Absolutely. Is the person who comes in and they made a decision that they're going to discipline their time going to move faster than the person who says, whenever I get to it, I get to it, like a side hoe, right? Absolutely. The person who disciplines their time is going to move faster. So there's variables that are not equal. But you have to decide, are you in it for the long haul, and give yourself credit for progress. And that's nothing. A lot of people discount their progress and then they give up. So what you need to do is make a decision that you are in this for the long haul. What are your 30-day goals? What are your 60-day goals? What are your 90-day goals? What are your 1-year goals? And they should not 100% be income based. What other measurements of success are you going to have? For example, right? Will you have built a team that you vibe with, that you're proud of, right? Will you have gotten a personal result for yourself that you're proud of? And that's another foundational thing, making sure you're getting a result. A lot of people want the income and nobody buys into you because you've never got a result, any result. And it doesn't mean money per se. Like, for example, if you are a person who sells lead generation, you should be touting at the top of your lungs and showing everybody how you have begun to build leads in your business, right? You should be a product of your product, right? If you are in weight loss, you for sure better go out. Even if you lost 3 pounds, you should be telling everybody over and over how you lost 3 pounds, what they can do to lose 3 pounds, right? So you give up too quick. You have to have a plan, and you have to have milestones. What does your 30 days look like? Your 60 days? You know what? Let's back up. Let's forget 30 days, because for a lot of people, that's too far out. What does your first 7 days look like? What does a success look like in your first 7 days? Maybe it's that you got your system set up. Maybe it's that in your first 7 days, you stuck to actual action plan, right, to grow your business. Maybe it's that at the end of 30 days, you've built your audience, and that is the foundation of marketing that nobody really does, right? So did you do that in the first 30 days? Did you sit there and build your audience, right? So don't give up too quick. Realize that in terms of time, it takes about 90 days to begin to feel even somewhat proficient at what you're doing, at any skill set, including online marketing, right? Because it's foreign to you, it's new to you. So you have to give yourself grace, and you have to say, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna move through fear, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm not gonna give up on myself, even if I don't understand something, even if it is new to me, even if I feel a hint of discouragement. Drop a 3 if you feeling what I'm saying right now, because I don't know if I'm making any sense to anybody at all. Drop a 3 if anything I'm saying is making sense, right? Even if I feel a hint of discouragement, I'm going to push through that. And for a lot of people, this is a moment of honesty and transparency. Building an online business might have been the first thing in your life that you didn't give up to, besides showing up to your job every day. For a lot of people, honestly, they gave up on weight loss. They gave up on whatever, relationships. They give up on any goal, right? Professional quitters, right? I've had to have that conversation, like, stop, Shannon, stop being a quitter. So give yourself 90 days to begin to learn the foundations of marketing, and be patient with yourself and keep moving through fear and making progress. Give yourself credit for progress, right? And realize that your intention in your first 90 days, your first 90 days, yes, you will make sales, but that's not even your goal. If you focus on the first 90 days of building an audience, right? And being visible and consistent to a routine, I guarantee you the next 90 days, that's where you're going to see your income blow your mind. Blow your mind. When my mentor taught me that, it was a game changer for me. All right, moving on. I said a lot. All right. Next is not following directions. Listen, this is a big one. Okay. Please follow directions. When you align yourself with a mentor, hopefully you have one, right? You align yourself with a mentor, someone who's a couple steps ahead of you. They can help you navigate the landmines that are in affiliate network marketing, so on and so forth, right? You have to learn to follow directions. What I see that a lot of beginners do is they pick and choose what directions they want to follow. They're like, okay, I looked at this and I don't feel comfortable. That phrase, I don't feel comfortable, has held so many people back from achieving their dreams and their goals. So they look at whatever that somebody gave to them, rather it be your sponsor or rather it be whatever, and they say, well, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna pick, and I'm gonna do 1, and I'm gonna do 3, and I'm gonna do 5, but I'm not gonna do 2 and 4 because I don't want to go live and I don't like the way I look. And they come with all these reasons why they're not gonna follow the game plan. And then as a result, they don't get the results that they see everybody else getting, and then they say, this doesn't work. But the reality is you didn't follow directions. You didn't follow directions. So that is a piece that we have to be honest and transparent, that if someone who's a couple steps ahead is telling you, things like, for example, I tell people, in my VIPs, I tell them, listen, don't be out there becoming company mascots. You're not posting company logos and things like that. That's not marketing. Like, that's lazy marketing, and nobody resonates with the company logo, right? So if someone gives you a formula, you need to do not only what is comfortable to you, but you need to do what is required, right? Because you're not gonna, like, again, moving through fear, your comfort zone is going to keep you right where you are. And if you like where you are, then stay there. But you have to be willing to move through fear and to grow and to do the things that are required. All right, moving on. Staying stuck in learning mode. And we're going to talk about how to move past this as well. Learning paralysis. That means that you get in a system or you join something and you spent 3 months just learning, going and training over and over and over and over and over again, right? And never really making any progress. So how do you manage that? Here's how you manage that. You have a training schedule. So remember I talked about having office hours? The core of your office hours is income producing activities, building, engaging, and selling, right? But you need to have a block of time. For a lot of people, it's not practical to say that every day they're going to train, right? Some people say, train every day. It's not practical for the average person who has a job. But what you can do is say, okay, I know I have a block of time on Thursdays. I have a block of time on Sunday. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to learn some of the components of my program. I'm going to learn some of the components of marketing during that time. Okay, during that dedicated time, rather be an hour, rather be 30 minutes, rather be whatever. But that's when you're going to stay committed to your learning, so that way you spend the majority of your time moving forward and not stuck in training paralysis, because that's a real problem. People stuck for forever in training paralysis. Okay, and let's also talk about how you move through training, because that's also not taught, right? So you get into a training system and you get into, you walk it, when you open it up, you're like deer in headlights. You just see a whole bunch of information, right? What you do is you do 15 minutes at a time. You do 15 minutes of training, you take your notes, you close up your system, and you'll go and apply what you just learned in those 15 minutes. What did you learn? What did they tell you that you needed to do to grow? Did they tell you that you needed to update your fan page or your Facebook profile? Did they tell you that you needed to go make a certain post? You go do that immediately, and it starts getting you in the mode of being an action taker, and then you incorporate that into your daily method of operation, if it makes sense in your daily method of operation, right? You incorporate that, what you just learned, into your daily method of operation. Okay, so that's how you move from being in training paralysis for forever. All right, moving on. So yeah, just remember, you don't get paid to learn, you get paid to apply and do the things. So have that block of time where learning is important. Okay, and then here's another one. You're negative. And we don't want to talk about people in the industry who are negative, but there's a lot of online marketers who they're negative. Everything gets under their skin. Someone in the company, I don't know, made a little bit more than them, faster than them, they mad. They all in their feelings. When you get all in your feelings, it impacts your money. It impacts the energy that you project onto your business, right? You got to check your energy on a daily basis. It has to be checked all the time. And that comes with self-regulation, that comes with personal development, that comes with self-awareness, responsibility, all those things. So it has to be done. You have to check yourself, because, money is an energy, and that people don't want to hear that, and they don't want to talk about that. But money flows to people who have an energy that's ready to receive money. And that includes being a positive force, being a positive energy. And when you do that, then money naturally does flow to people who have a positive force and positive energy. So work on checking that negative energy, that self-defeating energy, things like that. And then here's the thing. I got two more, and I think I'm done. One is being a know-it-all. There are some people who are a know-it-all. So you tell them, go do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, and 8. They have no success online yet, and they're telling a coach, or I see it all the time. Sometimes I'm sitting in trainings with multiple six-figure earners, it's that one person, and they're telling the person who's already 15 steps ahead of them, well, maybe you should do it this way. Or I think blah, blah, blah. So you have to check yourself. Like, are you ready to be a student, or are you stuck to being a know-it-all? And there are definitely some people in the industry who are a know-it-all, right? So enough said about that. All right, and then following all the gurus. What this does is, if you are following gurus on YouTube, and you're following gurus on Facebook, and you on everybody's email list, and you're following whatever, all that does is sow seeds of confusion. Okay, that's what it does. It sows seeds of confusion. And what it does is, you're going down a rabbit hole, because you got guru over here who has built his entire business on upselling you at every step. So they'll be like, oh, here's the whole game plan, right? I'm going to chop that game plan up into 15 pieces, and I'm going to sell all 15 pieces of the game plan. So week 1, I'll come out with a mini course, $15 little mini course, and I just sold it to you. Okay, now week 2, now you need this. Okay, boom. Mini course number 2. And you just buying all these little mini courses. Just buying all these little mini courses, where you could have, honestly, you could have just got a high ticket course that would have gave you the whole freaking full picture for what you've been paying, buying all these little mini courses, and they strategically doing this to you, leading you down a rabbit hole. Then you got other people who you're following, one mentor over here who's telling you to build on TikTok. You follow another mentor who's telling you to build on Instagram. You follow another mentor who's telling you to build on Facebook profile. And you're trying to do it all and getting results with none of them. So be very careful of following all the gurus and being led down all these rabbit holes. Here's how you avoid that. Get a mentor. And do what your mentor tells you to do. Right? Do what your mentor tells you to do. And stop also, when it comes down to guruship, stop chasing people's checks. I talk about this all the time. I'm never going to stop talking about it. So you can be like, you can roll your eyes. I'm going to keep saying, there's a lot of people failing because they've been chasing mentors' checks. They've been chasing gurus' checks that has nothing to do with you, right? Did that guru tell you that they were going to teach you something? Do they even show that they are worth, value, meaning that they have something that they can teach you? Or are they just good at flashing money to incentivize you to join them, right? With your opportunity or network, whatever, right? Because that does nothing for you. Position yourself to be aligned with things that do something for your bottom line, where you can learn something, where you can move forward with in partnership. Okay? So stop following all the gurus, all right? Down the rabbit holes. All right, so I said a lot, and here's what I want my takeaway is. I want you to watch this one more time with a piece of paper, and I want you to do a self-assessment, right? What are the areas, this was like 1 through, I think I did like 10, or I might have added 1 in, so maybe 11, right? What are these, out of these 11 areas that I went through, what are the areas that you yourself need to work on? Yourself, right? This is where self-awareness is important. And listen, I didn't just give, hey, these are the problems. I gave actual solutions for every single one of how to fix it. So now as you're going through working your business and you start realizing that these things come up, maybe you have been telling yourself for some time, I don't have time. I want you to write next to it, what are the ways you can find time and what's your schedule? Right? So this is where I want you to take this self-assessment and actually be practical. Okay? Next thing that I want you to do is, again, like I said in the beginning, message me. If you're like, Shen, I realize through this talk that I need some help in my business, and I want you to talk to me about how I can get that, right? Message me in my inbox. Okay? And let's chat. All right, now, next thing is share this with anybody who needs it and get in my free Facebook group, because that is where I give value, and you definitely want to be in there. So if you look at my profile, you'll see Build Like a Boss Academy. Get in there, and I will see you in the next video. You know what? I don't know if I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm going to try, but I am going to do a part 2 of this. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.